What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn claims that Tyson Fury should not be made a franchise champion by the WBC. And this is what he says. Eddie Hearn says, let him take care of his mandatory just like Joshua. Eddie Hearn calls on the WBC to avoid making Tyson Fury a franchise champion and to make him face mandatory challenger Dillian Whyte before Anthony Joshua. You know, I have to agree with Eddie Hearn because I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If Anthony Joshua wouldn't fight in his mandatories, you know, and was getting away with not fighting his mandatories, people should complain. And they should complain because you're not a true champion unless you, for one, do what? Defend your titles, and for two, fight your mandatories. Okay, those are the requirements of being any champion of any sanctioning body, people. Regardless of what sanctioning bodies enforce them, it doesn't matter. Okay, what matters is your duties as a champion. So for you to say, think about what I'm saying. For you to say I'm a champion, you have to do those things, and that's the criteria. If you don't do those things, you're not considered a champion. You're not a champion. Okay, so as far as any particular belt, until he faces Deontay Wilder, and it's funny though, it's really funny that Wilder, I know he might be bitter and things of that nature for losing, but you know, that's his first loss. What do you do? Tyson Fury is not a legitimate champion until he defends the championship belt. Okay, for him saying that I would drop the WBC, well, that means he can drop the WBC, but what does that also mean? That means Wilder can't get his belt back. So I don't think it's in anyone's best interest for that to go down, because why? Anthony Joshua wouldn't want to. Why? You think Anthony Joshua would want to fight Tyson Fury without that WBC? He has nothing to offer. I mean, nothing. You know? Wait, hold on. He has the lineal championship. This is it right here, people. You can't see it, can you? So I don't think it would be a good idea for Tyson Fury to attempt to drop the WBC belt to avoid fighting Dillian Whyte. Like, what's the deal with that anyway? You know what I mean? Like, you fight your mandatories. You know what I mean? If Anthony Joshua has to do it, Deontay Wilder at some point had to do it, but look, here's the problem. You don't blast another person for doing something or for not doing something, and you don't do it. You know, again, that's hypocritical. Okay, that's having a double standard. Right? So you can't do that. You can't oh well, I'm going to drop the belt to avoid fighting Whyte. I want to fight the biggest and the best. Okay, well, what the hell is that about? Who do you think Dillian Whyte is? Chopped liver? You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make sense. He's the mandatory. You blasted Deontay Wilder for not taking the mandatories or not fighting the number one, you know, or he has a bum resume, but then yet you are starting to pick up where he left off. I mean, let's face it, with everything that's going on, it's like the WBC, is it a curse? Is it, you know, you get the WBC belt, then you start acting shitty? What's the deal? But I will say this. I will say that Eddie Hearn, it's a clever move to call on the WBC, get rid of Mauricio, and convince Mauricio not to make Tyson Fury a franchise champion, because Bob Arum already said that he was going to contact the WBC. So if Eddie Hearn cuts him off, okay, before he can do that, before he can make his claim, I think Tyson Fury should become the franchise champion. Mauricio, you know me for 50 years. That shouldn't be. He should, you know, because Mauricio, if he had any type of integrity, he would not allow no more of that franchise crap to happen. You know what I mean? But, you know, you got a lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight. So I'm seeing Mauricio going towards a franchise champion. Honestly, that's what I'm looking at. So Eddie Hearn, it's a good idea. It's a good attempt. It's a good, it's a good plan. But will it work? It remains to be seen. Because see, this is what happens. Tyson Fury, okay. Tyson Fury, he's the type of dude I feel that he says he wants to have the biggest contract, right? And it's like, okay, fair enough. You want the biggest contract, but then yet you're not trying to set yourself up for it. See, he wants to fight the top guys. The only guy that he already fought Wilder. We already talked about this. He fought Wilder already. Anthony Joshua was the cash cow. But that's where he knows he's going to earn the most money. Come on. Let's just be serious. But you need a build-up fight. If someone's going to offer you a contract, okay, 2 fights with Anthony Joshua, you think you're going to make more money, the biggest contract possible? What, do you think you're going to get it after the Joshua fights? That makes no sense. You have to have a build-up. When you sign to a place, you have to give them an appetizer from who you are as a person. Right? So if he signs a $400 million deal to fight 3 fights, you think who's the other fighter going to realistically be? Come on, think about it. Dillian White, 2 fights with Anthony Joshua. That would seem more realistic if he was going to sign a contract for that amount of money, or what he expects. But at the end of the day, people, I think he's chopping off his own foot. Because if he's saying he doesn't want to fight Dillian White, you can say bye-bye to a contract that big, because you're going to need someone else besides Joshua. You're going to have to fight someone else. They ain't going to honor a Deontay Wilder fight again. What, Deontay Part 4, then 2 Anthony Joshua fights? It's more heavyweights people than Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, and Deontay Wilder. Andy Ruiz showed us that last year. Okay? And that just lets you know, the more people these guys fight, the more chances of them getting beat. The chances of them running into somebody that has a style that is all wrong for them is apparent. The only difference with Anthony Joshua, he was actually willing to fight someone else. Besides tune-ups. You know what I mean? In another Wilder fight. So, if think about this, people. In the last 2 years, Tyson Fury has fought Deontay Wilder 3 times. 3 times in 2 years. Right? So, what does that really do with your resume? You know what I'm saying? What does that really do for it? But again, this is a guy that's saying that he wants the biggest contract in boxing history. Okay? We'll see how far that goes if you leave Dillian White out the equation. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Eddie Hearn's comments. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.